Sagittarius in 24H. A strange event at home. You'll leave, return, and a hidden fortune will appear. Have you ever felt a sudden shift in the air around your own home, Sagittarius? As if something invisible was brushing past you, whispering a change you couldn't quite name. If lately you've sensed a strange uneasiness without any clear reason, this message is for you. In the next 24 hours, something unexpected will happen, right in the place you call your sanctuary. It may start as a nudge, a soft inner stirring telling you to step outside, to leave for a little while. But when you return, you will not be the same, and neither will the space you left behind. Stay with me because this is not just a coincidence. Your home is more than walls and windows. It is a mirror of your soul, a sacred container for your deepest energies and silent dreams. And sometimes, when your soul is ready to grow, it will whisper through your surroundings first. You are about to discover that a hidden fortune, both in the outer world and deep within yourself, is waiting to be uncovered. Before we dive deeper, if you feel even a flicker of recognition, if your heart whispers that this message is meant for you, I invite you to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone who might need this light. Together, we are creating a sanctuary for every soul that is ready to heal and rise. Now take a deep breath, Sagittarius, and open your heart. The journey home to yourself is about to begin. Gate 1. When the walls begin to whisper. Sagittarius, if your heart has been feeling a quiet dissonance within your own walls lately, know that it is not just your imagination. It is a sacred signal that something within and around you is shifting. For someone as expansive and free-spirited as you, home has never been just a place to sleep or store belongings. Home is energy, resonance, reflection. And right now, your soul is beginning to outgrow the space it once felt comfortable in. Maybe you find yourself pausing in a familiar hallway, feeling like a stranger passing through your own life. Maybe a favorite chair feels oddly cold. A corner that once brought comfort now hums with invisible tension. These are not random sensations. They are the first whispers of transformation. In astrology, the fourth house governs the roots, the home, the emotional foundations we rarely speak about but carry within every step we take. For Sagittarius, this house has always been complicated, because you are born to seek, to journey outward and inward, to stretch the limits of every safe place you build. When a shift stirs in your fourth house, it is not just about moving furniture or rearranging rooms. It is about rearranging the inner architecture of your heart. Perhaps you have noticed small things. A crack in the wall you had never seen before. A painting that suddenly seems out of place. A forgotten object triggering an emotion you thought you had healed. These signs are invitations. Invitations to listen deeper, to realize that your external world is mirroring your internal expansion. Your home, once a sanctuary, is becoming a cocoon you must gently break through. It may feel unsettling. Sagittarius loves growth but often struggles with endings. Letting go of an attachment to a space, a routine, a version of yourself you have outgrown, can feel like a betrayal to the part of you that once found so much safety there. But it is not betrayal. It is evolution. Your soul knows it is time to open the door, literally or metaphorically, and step outside, even if it's only for a moment, to breathe new air into the parts of yourself you have kept tucked away. There is a beautiful truth few will tell you. Spaces are alive. They carry memory. They echo emotions you have not voiced. They shelter not just your body but your fears, your hopes, your unfinished dreams. When the energy within those walls becomes too saturated, too heavy for who you are becoming, your soul begins to signal discomfort. Not to scare you but to prepare you, to lovingly nudge you toward your next unfolding. Sagittarius, if you feel restless at home, if you sense that your living space no longer fits the person you are becoming, trust that feeling. It is the call of your destiny. Sometimes it doesn't take a move to a new house. Sometimes it only takes a single brave breath, a decision to leave for a moment, to shift the energy simply by stepping away. And within that leaving, even if it's a simple walk around the block, a visit to a new cafe, or a spontaneous road trip, the universe will conspire to reset something inside you. Because when you return, and you will see your space with new eyes. And somewhere in the midst of the familiar walls, a treasure will reveal itself. Not necessarily in gold or jewels, but perhaps in a newfound clarity, a piece of forgotten wisdom, a realization that propels you forward into the next chapter of your life. This is why you must trust the uneasiness, The strange pulls you cannot explain. They are not signs that something is wrong. They are signs that something is ready. You are ready. The fortune you seek is not far from you, Sagittarius. It is waiting inside the journey you are just about to begin. A journey that starts at your very own front door. Gate 2. The journey you didn't plan but needed. Sagittarius, you were never meant to live a static life. Adventure is stitched into your spirit, encoded in your very breath. So when the universe stirs your soul with restlessness, it is not a punishment but a preparation. If you find yourself on the verge of a journey, even one that seems trivial, even one you didn't plan, trust it. Especially now when strange shifts are aligning around you. These unexpected movements are your soul's way of guiding you back to a hidden part of yourself that you forgot existed. Maybe you feel called to leave your home for a few hours, maybe for a few days. Maybe an invitation comes that you almost dismiss because it feels random. Don't. The small detour, the sudden change of scenery, the random yes to a place you weren't planning to go. These are not random. In astrology, the 9th house, your natural dominion, rules long-distance travel, expansion of the mind, and the pursuit of meaning. And right now it is vibrating strongly around you. You are standing at a subtle but powerful threshold. When you say yes to the unknown, even in small ways, you invite magic to find you. You align yourself with serendipity. You allow the universe to orchestrate meetings, moments, revelations that your logical mind could never arrange. There is a reason so many Sagittarians speak of life-changing moments that began with a seemingly insignificant decision. A wrong turn, a delayed flight, a spontaneous trip. Because freedom is not just a lifestyle for you. It is a sacred language through which your soul communicates with the divine. During this unexpected journey, whether big or small, you will not just see new places, you will shed old skins. You will feel something dislodge from your chest that you didn't even realize you were carrying. An old grief, a silent hope, a version of yourself that quietly suffocated while you played safe. As you step away from your ordinary surroundings, you step away from the version of yourself that thought that survival was enough. You remember that you were made not just to survive but to soar. And when you least expect it, maybe on a deserted road, maybe in a quiet cafe, maybe in a moment of stillness staring out at a sky wider than your fears, something inside you will click into place. A clarity so profound yet so simple that you will wonder how you ever forgot it. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are simply being redirected toward the life your soul chose long before your mind learned to doubt. And when you return, because you will always return, Sagittarius, for yours is the path of the seeker who finds home within themselves, you will see your world differently. Maybe it's the same house, the same street, the same furniture. But your eyes will no longer be the same. The air around you will hum differently because you are humming differently. And somewhere, perhaps in a long-forgotten drawer or tucked inside an overlooked moment, a treasure will await you. Not because the treasure suddenly appeared, but because you finally became the version of yourself who could see it. You see, Sagittarius, treasure is not something we find. It's something we awaken to. And your journey, the one you are about to take, is not about getting somewhere new. It is about coming back to yourself in a way you have never been before. Lighter, freer, stronger. Not because you ran from your life, but because you dared to step away just long enough to remember that you are not your routine, your mistakes, or your fears. You are a force of becoming. So if an opportunity, even the smallest one, arises for you to leave your comfort zone, take it. Pack lightly. Expect nothing. Trust everything. Because somewhere between the leaving and the returning, the fortune your soul has been calling for will rise to meet you. Like a lighthouse long hidden behind the fog of daily life. And when you find it, or rather when it finds you, you will understand. The treasure was never far away. It was always hidden in plain sight, waiting for the version of you brave enough to believe that sometimes, the most important journeys are the ones you didn't plan but needed all along. Gate 3. The hidden treasure that was always yours. Sagittarius, after the unexpected journey, after the silent detours that shaped your soul more than any roadmap could, comes the moment you least expect, the revelation. But listen carefully. The treasure waiting for you is not wrapped in gold or locked behind a heavy door. It is hidden in something far more delicate, far more real. It is hidden in your own becoming. You might think treasure is something you must chase. But the truth is, real treasures, the kind that change your life, only appear when you are still enough to receive them. They don't glitter loudly. They hum quietly in your soul, like a melody you almost forgot but recognize instantly when it plays. And now, dear Sagittarius, you are close enough to hear it. Maybe it will come in the form of a long-forgotten dream stirring awake inside you. Maybe it will be a realization that the version of yourself you thought you had to abandon in order to survive was always your greatest strength. Maybe it's forgiveness for yourself for the years you thought you wasted, for the love you thought you lost. Maybe it's an opportunity so aligned that it feels less like work and more like remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. Whatever form it takes, the treasure is not a reward. It is a recognition, a mirror reflecting the truth you fought so long to reclaim. You are enough. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not too much. You are not too late. You are exactly where you need to be, and everything you have lived through, every failure, every tear, every invisible triumph, has been preparing you for this moment. In astrology, the fourth house rules home, roots, and belonging. For Sagittarius, whose soul is wired for motion, true belonging never comes from clinging to one place or one idea of yourself. It comes when you realize that no matter where you go, the true home is within you. And now, after all the leaving, after all the returning, you are beginning to live in your own heart as you never have before. This treasure, whether it appears as a new opportunity, a reconnection, a blessing in disguise, is a sacred echo of every good thing you ever gave without asking for anything back. Every silent prayer you whispered on behalf of others. Every act of kindness no one saw. Every moment you stayed soft in a world that demanded hardness. The universe did not forget. Your soul did not forget. And now life is preparing to return it to you in ways you couldn't have planned, even if you tried. But Sagittarius, remember this. Not every shining thing is meant for you. As blessings begin to unfold, so too will distractions disguised as gifts. Your intuition will be your compass. If something feels heavy, forced, or makes your soul shrink, walk away. True blessings never come wrapped in fear. They feel like a door opening where you thought there was only a wall. They feel like an exhale you didn't know you were holding. They feel like home. Not the kind built with bricks, but the kind built with truth. And you, Sagittarius, have earned this. Not because you checked off some cosmic checklist. Not because you fought harder than others. But because you dared to keep your heart open when it would have been easier to close it. Because you stayed curious. Because you kept believing even when belief felt foolish. Because you carried your dreams like a lantern through nights when no one else could see what you were lighting the way toward. So when the treasure appears, and it will, don't question whether you deserve it. Don't shrink back into old stories that said you had to earn your worth. Just receive it. Hold it. Honor it. Let it soften you. Let it remind you that magic exists not because we chase it, but because we dare to live in a way that invites it. And then, Sagittarius, something even more beautiful happens. Once you accept the treasure, once you allow yourself to be blessed without guilt, you become the treasure for others. Your life becomes a lighthouse. Your story becomes a map. Not because you tried to be a guide, but because you simply dared to walk your own path with courage and humility. The treasure you are about to uncover is not just for you. It's a ripple that will touch everyone you meet in ways you cannot even imagine yet. A softening of the world. A deepening of the spaces you occupy. A quiet invitation for others to remember that they, too, are worthy of returning home to themselves. And so, Sagittarius, as you step forward lighter, wiser, more luminous than ever, know this. The fortune that appears is not something you found outside yourself. It is something you remembered was always yours. Conclusion, Sagittarius, you are the treasure. Sagittarius, after all the roads you traveled, the silent battles you fought, and the invisible bridges you crossed back to yourself, now comes the truth too bright to deny. You were never chasing a treasure outside of you. You were always carrying it within. This moment, this awakening, this homecoming to yourself is not the end of your journey. It's the first true beginning. Every strange event, every sudden shift, every whisper from your intuition was not a warning of something to fear, but a preparation for something to embrace. You left parts of yourself behind when you had to, and now you return to gather them with gentleness, weaving them into a stronger, truer version of you. There is nothing more to prove. There is nothing more to fight for. You are already enough. And now, as you walk forward, lighter and wiser, blessings will find you with the ease you once thought was reserved for others. Love will feel less like striving and more like breathing. Success will feel less like chasing and more like arriving. Peace will feel less like an escape and more like a home you never left. So if you are ready to step into this next chapter, if you are ready to live without apology, to love without fear, to shine without seeking permission, then right now is your moment. Trust it, honor it, celebrate it. And if this journey touched your soul, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our Zodiac Wisdom community. Your story matters. Your light is needed. And together, we are building a space where every heart like yours has a home. Stay tuned for more guidance because Sagittarius, your true adventure has only just begun.